tonight after Nightline.
KABC-TV Los Angeles, #1 for news and information. This is Eyewitness News with Harold Green, Lisa McCree, Dallas Raines weather, and Todd Donahoe sports. Now live, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Harold Green.
And I'm Lisa McCree. Here's the latest at 11.
Firefighters tonight waging a winning battle to save homes in the Banning Pass, with the brush fire there still burning out of control. At this hour, they've gained the upper hand on that fierce 1,000-acre blaze called the Bluff Fire. It has triggered evacuation in the Cherry Valley, that's north of Beaumont. Eyewitness News reporter Bob Banfield on the scene with this live report for us. Bob?
And Harold, I think I'm happy to say that there will be many people returning to their homes here in North Cherry Valley. They'll be able to sleep tonight. True, they'll be smelling smoke throughout the night because there's still a lot of work for firefighters to do. But they're getting the upper hand. But for a while today, a few hours ago, this was a fire that was spectacular and frightening. The spectacular fire started from a backyard barbecue along Bluff Street near Beaumont. A mild Santa Ana condition pushed the flames to the north and west, burning through some very heavy brush in an area where there are dozens of horse ranches, homes, and whole new developments. Most residents didn't need to be told to evacuate.
They told us to get out. Flames are coming up too fast on the side of the hill.
I feel a lot safer since we have so many fire engines here and all. They've been really good.
When did it start to come up the hill?
Probably about since, I don't know, 4 or 5-ish. We saw the flames coming over, and they were huge. There was a lot of trees catching on fire, and it was really amazing.
Many residents stayed with their homes, doing what they could. This was the same general area that burned about 2 years ago. During the Riplier fire, a number of structures were lost and people were injured. It appears at this hour that has been avoided. Power lines along Oakland Boulevard were burned, and in the darkness, the flames seem even more frightening and dangerous. I think the firemen in charge of this operation would agree that for several hours there, this thing almost got away from them, come that close to just more than just brush burning. But right now, things are looking good, but there's going to be lots of work for the firefighters throughout this weekend. I'm Bob Banfield, reporting live from Cherry Valley.
All right, thanks very much, Bob. Well, a brush fire is still burning out of control tonight in eastern San Diego County. Residents who evacuated have now returned to their homes. The fire is moving away from the neighborhood, but the fire has burned more than 4,000 acres and 3 structures on the edge of the Cleveland National Forest near Warner Springs. At this hour, that fire is only 10% contained. In the Oakland Hills, they're mopping up tonight after a brush fire there took 3 homes and left 6 others damaged. Today's fire was very near the site of a firestorm 4 years ago that killed 25 people and destroyed 3,000 homes. Officials say the lessons learned in the 1991 fire helped to prevent a disaster today.
Santa Monica police are on the lookout tonight for a serial rapist who apparently talks to his victims about the O.J. Simpson verdict. The rapist has attacked 2 women, a man, and a cross-dresser near Pico Boulevard. Eyewitness News reporter Maggie Rodriguez joins us live from that area with late information. Maggie?
Harold, this guy apparently isn't targeting any specific type. So far, his victims have been a male cab driver, a cross-dresser, and 2 women between 40 and 63 years of age. What he's looking for, say experts, is opportunity, and he's found it here between midnight and 4 a.m.
We close right at those times when he's doing the crimes, and we're all women that work here, so it's very scary for us.
Word of the serial rapist is out in Santa Monica, and it's spreading quickly.
We're just telling everybody to be careful.
And they're posting flyers. Flyers made up by the Santa Monica Police Department showing the suspect's composite and description. The so-called talking rapist, because he holds extensive conversations with his victims, is African-American, between 25 and 35 years old. He's 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighs between 170 and 180 pounds. He wears a short afro, has medium to dark complexion, and is described by his victims as clean-cut and muscular. In each incident, his M.O. has been the same. First he robs, then kidnaps his victims. Then he takes them to a remote location where he rapes them during a 4 to 6 hour period, all the while engaging in one-way conversation, abruptly switching between topics, and according to police, always bringing up the O.J. Simpson trial.
A very common type of rapist is what is known as the power rapist, and this is someone who very often can keep his victims hostage for many hours, engage them in conversation. He's looking to control the victim and the situation and her.
Women in the area aren't taking any chances.
I used to walk out to my car alone. I'd get off at 2 or 3 in the morning, and now I just have the campus police walk me onto my car.
Exactly what police are advising, that you remain alert and aware and call them with any information. Reporting live from Santa Monica, Maggie Rodriguez, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks very much, Maggie. A serial rapist in Santa Ana has been sentenced to 60 years in prison after pleading guilty to 13 felony charges. 45-year-old Kenneth G. Wade is suspected in at least 86 sex crimes and burglaries in Orange County, dating back to 1987. The manhunt for Wade lasted 8 years. Prosecutors say Wade can't be considered for parole until he's 93.
In Calabasas, a search is underway at this hour for 2 men suspected in an attempted kidnapping. Police tell Eyewitness News the men approached a 13-year-old girl waiting at a school bus stop at Thousand Oaks Boulevard and Las Virgenes yesterday. She ran away and called police. The men were in a brown and white older truck and were believed to be around 45 and 50 years of age. A dramatic moment in the Menendez murder trial as the jurors listened to the brothers' chilling taped confession given to their psychiatrist, Dr. Oziel. Lyle and Eric listened intently, following a transcript as that tape was played. Lyle: "There was no way I was going to kill my parents without Eric's consent. I wanted him to sleep on it for a couple of days." Eric: "My father and mother were 2 people that I really loved." Then crying: "I didn't have a choice to do what I did. I hate myself for it."
A man suspected of killing his girlfriend and then kidnapping her daughter was returned to Los Angeles tonight after being arrested near Fresno. Jessica Figueroa was found inside the suspect's car last night. Despite her ordeal, she managed to smile for reporters today. Juan Bautista is accused of stabbing Jessica's mother to death Wednesday. Jessica wasn't hurt.
She's just like wondering where she's at and trying to get her acclimated, just watching cartoons and, like I said, having something to eat and something to drink.
Yeah, but she seems to be...
Oh, she seems to be fine. Besides having a little cough and a cold, she seems to be fine.
The tragedy was compounded when the body of Martha Figueroa was found by her 7-year-old son in the family bedroom. Bautista will be arraigned next week on murder and kidnapping charges.
African-American men from all across the country are headed to Washington, D.C. tonight for what's become a controversial event. Hundreds of thousands are expected for Monday's Million Man March in the nation's capital. Tonight, a convoy of buses left Los Angeles for that march. It's promoted as an event for black men, and that's angered some women and whites. Eyewitness News reporter Mark Brown is live with more on that. Mark?
Yes, Harold and Lisa, we're live in Lamert Park. We're at about 8 o'clock tonight. 3 buses left here with about 150 African-American men on board. It'll take them about 3 days to get from L.A. to Washington, D.C. The organizers of the event say it's taken African-Americans about 400 years to get to this point.
It's an occasion of love. Should have been a long time ago.
These African-American men assembled in Lamert Park on their way to Washington, D.C., where they'll join hundreds of thousands of others for the Million Man March, billed as a day of atonement, reflection, and unity.
When the sun comes up, on October 16th, there's going to be a black sunshine in Washington, D.C.
Right, all right.
We're going to begin with prayer. Adhan, a call to prayer.
While workmen are busy setting up for Monday's all-day rally, critics are raising questions. Why are women excluded? And why is the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan in charge?
You cannot separate the message from the messenger. And to the extent that this march is being led by an unrepentant bigot, it's not something that we can support.
Those people who are critical will always be critical. They were critical if we would be out here fighting each other, stabbing each other. They'd say, you see, I told you that. What we're doing here is an expression of love.
17-year-old Ben Martin says what matters is not the leadership, but the purpose.
Because I believe that this is the time for now that we're mature and ready to come together and be unified among Christians, Muslims, Republicans, Democrats, Jews, Gentiles, whatever so be.
Okay, a couple of quick notes here. The ban on women has been rescinded. We're told any woman who wants to go and take part will not be turned away. And also, those who do not take part in the march are being urged to stay home on that day, not to spend their money with any business other than African-American-owned businesses to demonstrate the economic clout of the African-American community in this country. Reporting live in Leimert Park, I'm Mark Brown, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And Mark, you're heading to Washington too, aren't you?
I am. I'm not taking a bus. I'm going on the plane.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. Well, Angela Davis, who is an icon of radical black activism, is speaking out against the Million Man March. Davis says she shares the anger which prompted the march, but she says African-American men and women should march together.
Our needs are not served by men declaring themselves the only rightful leaders of our families, of our communities, and of our ongoing struggle for justice. Justice cannot be achieved with a march that excludes black women and minimizes black women's oppression.
Davis blasted Farrakhan for pushing sexism as a cure for racism.
Still ahead for us, the prescription to save county health care jobs fails. Thousands of workers are laid off.
Plus, hang with the star of a hit TV show. Tonight, he works to keep kids off the streets and on the right track.
And the Baywatch babe, Pamela Lee, is rushed to the hospital. We'll tell you why.
And I'm Dallas Raines. Will our fall weekend feel more like summer? The Eyewitness forecast is coming up.
I'm Todd Donahoe, and coming up in sports, baseball scores and highlights, and a superstitious day on Friday the 13th at Santa Anita.
An ex-cop uncovers a brutal web of slavery and murder. Gerald McCraney and Jameson Parker star in American Justice, Saturday at 11:30 on Channel 7.
Shopping for a VCR? The best place to buy one is Circuit City, with over 70 top brand VCRs to choose from. Get great picture quality with a forehead and movie theater sound with a hi-fi VCR. We've even got VCRs with built-in TVs. Our friendly experts will show you VCR Plus, the easy way to tape your favorite shows. And right now, take home this Zenith VCR with remote for an unbeatable $149.97. So fast forward to Circuit City right now.
We're out of here. No, please keep your hands in the cart. We'll come back for that later. That one needs battery. You're gonna get Daddy in trouble. Excuse me? No, that one definitely has too many parts. We gotta go.
Right now, we're offering some of the best prices of the year on our 1995 rodeos. Obsession for Men, Calvin Klein. Your gift with any $32 Obsession for Men purchase at Robinson's May.
Experience the terror within tonight after Nightline.
They knew it was coming, but that didn't make the county layoff pill any easier to swallow. More than 3,000 LA County healthcare workers lost their jobs or were demoted today.
How do you feel about this?
Slapped. You know, I don't want to cry, but it really hurts. I have a family to support. I have a house to pay, my bills and all that. Hopefully I will get one.
President Clinton's relief package softened the blow somewhat, but couldn't stop the pink slips. Patients will be the next to feel the cutbacks, at least until the next round of layoffs at the end of the month.
Tonight, some local high school students are hanging with Mark Curry on the set of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Sykes, live from Warner Brothers Studios right now to explain why. Leslie?
Well, Harold, they just finished shooting a very poignant and serious episode of Hanging with Mr. Cooper that explores the issue of gangs in schools, and it sparked some lively discussion among teens who have to deal with that issue every day.
Hey, Irvin, word is you got Eddie expelled yesterday. He put a gun on me.
This episode of Hanging with Mr. Cooper was shot tonight, starring Mark Curry. It focuses on guns, gangs, and students, and shows how the three don't mix.
What happened? Last night, Eddie and some of his homeboys got into it with a rival gang.
High school students from around the Los Angeles area were invited to listen in and afterwards to rap with Curry about tough issues they're faced with and tough choices they're forced to make.
What do you think? I mean, you banging? So do you want a little man to be in the gang? What do you, all these little kids out there is looking up to you, want to be a baby gangster psycho too? What do you say to them?
Right now, I got too much to live for. Anybody that feel that you ain't got nothing to live for, you know what I'm saying, is stupid.
Curry shot a public service announcement denouncing violence and encouraging students to take the high road.
3, 2. Hi, I'm Mark Curry. Now, I can throw some numbers at you, telling you about the tens of thousands of kids who are killed by gunfire. Instead, I want to rap to you about just one kid. One person who loses their life through a senseless act of violence is one too many. We're talking about
That episode is called Increase the Peace, and they haven't decided yet when it will air. Reporting live from Burbank, Leslie Sykes, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Leslie. Well, it's Friday the 13th, your unlucky number. We'll show you people who defied the odds.
And actress Julia Roberts is making her new movie on Hollywood. Get the inside story next.
I'm Dallas Raines. Don't make those weekend plans before you hear the Eyewitness forecast. That's coming up. Plus, I'll tell you why those pumpkins aren't quite as plump this year. Weather's coming up next. Hang on.
Powerful Pac-10 teams collide in a key conference battle. Washington State goes to war with the Trojans of Southern Cal. Part of an ABC college football doubleheader Saturday.
You and the Mitsubishi Galant. It's bound to be a positive relationship. After all, the Galant's dependable, good-looking, and it recognizes your need for space. Now buy a 95 Galant or any new 95 Mitsubishi for 0 down and 0% financing for 24 months. Plus, only Galant adds $500 cash back. Proof you'll also be financially compatible. But hurry, the 95s are going. This could be your last chance at happiness. Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
My home is halfway around the world, but I call there a lot. Basically, everyone's rates are about the same. So why do I stick with AT&T? Clearer connections, operators who speak my language, international redial. It's like this, where most service stops, AT&T is just getting started.
More for your money on calls around the world. That's your true choice, AT&T.
Like we have a plan to keep you smiling.
The other day I went to Staples. I got a great price on this Panasonic cordless phone. Now I'm mobile. I can call more people. Right, Mr. Jones? With this sharp organizer, I won't forget anyone. This Canon fax machine sends forms like that. Now nothing slips through the cracks. Yep, Staples helps me do my job better than ever. Sorry. You've been a bad boy.
Want great electronics? Staples has them, all at the guaranteed low price. Staples, yeah, we've got that.
Yeah. TGIF, here's Dallas.
Oh, yes, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Couldn't come a day too soon. All right, we're going to look at a great weekend. Now, we've been talking about heat, haven't we? Well, you remember that yesterday. And then today was not quite as hot. We changed the forecast last night. And I think that over the weekend, we're not going to be in those scorching 90s like we had thought. Yes, all right. Let's go outside and take a look and see what's going on at the pumpkin patch. They look kind of a little pumpkin right there. But this was out in the Riverside, San Bernardino area today, and there are a few good-looking pumpkins out there.
Yeah, they're going to be a little more expensive, I think.
They're going to be more expensive this time because it's been dry.
Yeah.
And the pumpkins aren't as big as they normally, we like bigger ones.
Yeah.
You can see them got them priced out there. You get around about a 10-inch pumpkin can cost you about $100. So much for that one, son. You can't have that one. All right, cloudy skies tonight. It's kind of foggy in Los Angeles. Our temperature is 65. Boy, was the fog thick this morning, or what? Pea soup all along the freeways. 81 was there was the highest temperature we hit today, and 62 this morning's low. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on with Roxanne, still alive and kicking down in the Bay of Campeche. Storm now, remember last night I talked about this, moving northward. They don't know where it's going, but they have all the Gulf Coast from about Houston all the way down to Mexico on the alert for the possibility of tropical storm-type conditions over the next, this weekend. Here's our satellite view. A couple of things going on. We've been trying our best to ignore this area of low pressure, which really doesn't show up that well, but it is there, and it's been keeping a flow coming in off the ocean right into the valleys along the coast. Now, out around the Banning Pass, it's been out of the northeast, warm and dry, but it looks like this low is going to drift toward the coast this weekend, and that will keep us from having those really hot, dry Santa Ana winds, and also the fire danger should drop a little bit more, too, even though we did have some gusty winds out in Banning and out in Cherry Valley. My friends out there getting a little scary, wasn't it, this afternoon? Because, see, they had those easterly winds coming in off the desert, And we had the westerly winds off the ocean here in the basin today. So here's the forecasting for your Saturday. Foggy and cloudy in the morning, early, and then hazy sunshine. I think warm downtown. We've dropped the temps about 8 to 10 degrees, both Saturday and Sunday. Still the possibility of some light Santa Ana winds, mainly through the canyons, Banning Pass, and that area. But other than that, a better weekend as far as the fire danger goes. So enjoy that.
Perfect weekend to clean out the garage.
Oh, I don't
wake up.
think so.
We're cleaning out the garage tomorrow.
well,
Perfect weekend.
Is that anybody named Don or your dad?
Just anybody named Don can clean up my garage. All right. Well, actress Julia Roberts may become Ernest Hemingway's inspiration. Channel 7 anchor Laura Diaz explains in our exclusive Daily Variety Eyewitness News preview.
Not a done deal yet, but actress Julia Roberts is very close to accepting her latest movie offer. Roberts may be joining actor Chris O'Donnell in the film about Ernest Hemingway called In Love and War. She'll play a woman O'Donnell falls in love with who inspires his character, Hemingway, to write A Farewell to Arms. Roberts is also being pursued by the TriStar to star in the movie My Best Friend's Wedding. It appears actors and actresses have more star power than their producers in the TV series game. The most recent sign of this shift in power came when actress Sybil Shepherd had the creators of Sybil fired. In the past, producers had complete control of their shows. But in recent years, networks and studios have been caving in to the demands of stars. I'm Laura Diaz. Join me Monday night for all the scoop on the Daily Variety Eyewitness News preview.
Still ahead right here, the baseball playoffs. The Braves put the tomahawk chop on the Reds.
Plus, the Mariners try to work magic on the Indians. Todd Sports just ahead.
Also, actor Clint Eastwood taking on a national tabloid in the courtroom just ahead on Eyewitness News at 11.
Which supermarket offers 500 produce items, 100 greenhouses and pharmacies, and Vons Club? Only Vons.
If you buy a Cavalier today, we wouldn't be surprised if by the time it's scheduled for a tune-up, you've already got it paid off. If by the time it needs new rear shocks, you have your master's degree. If by the time it needs a transmission fluid change, your baby is in first grade. Or if by the time it needs a new muffler, we've elected 2 presidents. Any car can be easy to buy. Cavalier is easy to own. That's what makes it a genuine Chevrolet.
"33 flights weekly from North America, across the Atlantic or Pacific, to the world.
One, two. Good evening, everybody. We're to honor John Santos, the youngest executive to escape. Retire from our firm. And at this point, the only thing we can say to you, John, is thanks. Enjoy the islands. You'll be missed. And by the way, who gets your office? John, congratulations. There's to you.
With up to 210 horsepower, it's got power to spare. The Eclipse from Mitsubishi. See your dealer for great lease offers on all Eclipses, including turbo models.
Todd Donahoe joins us now with sports, and it's playoff time.
It is playoff time, and in the American League tonight, the Mariners figured that Randy Johnson would be their star. He was in a way, but the real star, GOAT, and then the star again was Jay Buhner. To Cleveland we go, where, by golly, they're excited about postseason baseball in Cleveland. Randy Johnson now of the Mariners. He had 6 strikeouts in 8 innings, gets future Hall of Famer Eddie Murray right there. Now in the bottom of the 8th, after Jay Buhner has already hit a home run to be a hero, now he turns into the GOAT as Alvaro Espinosa's fly ball is misplayed into a 2-base error by Buhner, and Espinosa's on second. They pinch run for him. Ken Lofton comes up with the base hit, and that ties the game at 2, and Buhner is, hurting so much out there in right field. But the top of the 11th inning, It's Jay Buhner at the plate. You talk about atoning for his mistake. A 3-run home run, 5-2. Mariners win it, and they lead the series 2-1. Braves hosting the Reds in the National League game. Everybody was tomahawk chopping. Go ahead, everybody say, oh. Now Greg Maddux goes 8 innings, gives up only 1 run for the Braves. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's 0-0. It's Charlie O'Brien with a 3-run home run to make it 3-0 for the Braves. Then bottom of the 7th, it's Chipper Jones. And Jones with a 2-run home run to make it 5-0 Braves. The Reds go on to lose this one 5-2. They're down 3-0. Marge is down as well, but by golly, it's fun with Ted and Jane. Meanwhile, it's the Ducks against the Sabres in Buffalo as the Ducks go for their first win of the season, and to Buffalo we go, where it's Rob Ray and Todd Ewan mixing it up and getting into fight. Ray always has a way of losing his shirt in these things. We'll check in a little bit later on. But we have to get into some hockey as well, because Paul Correa is off to a great start this season. Watch him camp out on the right side of the net to score right there. And the Ducks win at 4-1, but are you ready for this? Later on in the game, it was Rob Ray and Todd Ewan again. And I don't know, I guess if you got a good body, you show it off. I don't know. Anyway, NHL scores tonight. You see the Ducks beating Buffalo 4-1, and Detroit wins 9-0 over Edmonton. Detroit outshooting Edmonton 50-17. Now to the highlight reel we go, and it's the Clippers against the Magic down at the pond. Exhibition basketball. Hey, that's Pooh Richardson throwing it up and in right there, looking real good. And Rodney Rogers, one of the new Clippers. Watch him here with a little sweeping half hook in the lane. But it's Shaquille O'Neal down the stretch. Shaq scoring inside, and Orlando beats the Clippers 108-103. Here we go now with our take to people who say that superstition really doesn't play a part in Friday the 13th. Well, listen to this fella and his superstitious betting ways at Santa Anita today.
Today's Friday the 13th. I suggest that they bet the 1-3 in the Quinellas in every race. 1-3, 1-3, 1-3.
And give me hope beats me. And are you ready for this? Race number 1, won by the 1 horse. Give me hope. The number 3 horse, Magic Moon, finished second. The 1-3 winning on Friday the 13th. 1-3. And that's it.
Where was Alvin when I went to the track last night?
You were betting the 3-1.
Absolutely, always. Thanks, Todd. It's a real-life emergency for the buxom blonde of Baywatch.
We'll tell you why paramedics rushed Pamela Lee to the hospital.
And a 500-pound man breaks his diet and is sent to jail. The reason behind that severe sentence next.
See business opportunities at the Entrepreneur Expo this weekend at the Los Angeles Convention Center, downtown at Figueroa and Pico, just off the 110. Start your own business now.
You okay?
I don't think I can drive. I think there might be some ligament damage.
Oh, come on, quit being a crybaby, all right? Relax.
Look, I'm not a crybaby.
Do you have any CD?
In the glove compartment.
Hey, come on, would you move your foot out of my face?
Oh, come on. If I could move my foot, I'd be driving.
Man, I didn't even know you were in the game until you fell down and you start screaming, oh, my leg, please, oh, my leg.
James, you just passed my house. And lovely house it is.
Oh, nice neighborhood, too.
I'm glad you guys think this is funny.
We're into the future.
In conclusion, our balance sheet has never...
If we miss our plane, we've got problems.
One more thought. We must continue to
problems.
We missed our plane.
I can tell you when the next one leaves.
Introducing Avis Flight Check, our exclusive up-to-the-minute flight information at car return. Another first from the employee owners of Avis.
Terminal B, Gate 2, you can just make it.
And I thought we had problems.
No, we have Avis.
Trying hard on and see how.
Over 100 Alpha Betas are now Ralphs. So while many things are better,
Like prices.
some things are the same.
Like me.
Same friendly faces, new lower prices.
Come in for Ralph's half-price steak and potato sale. Ralph's California beef, porterhouse, and T-bone steaks are only $2.99 a pound. And 10-pound bags of russet potatoes are just 89 cents a bag. So come in and save.
It's getting better all the time at Ralph's.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by your Southern California Ford dealers.
How can the Ford Escort be the #1 selling small car in America? Oh, but that's just what Honda and Toyota would like to know.
Well, wait till they hear this. Right now, you can get 2.9 APR for 48 months. That's 4 years on a new Escort with dual airbags, factory air, FM stereo cassette, and aluminum wheels. All for a lot less than a Civic or a Corolla. But you'd better hurry, because this 2.9 won't be around forever.
Clint Eastwood's lawsuit against the National Enquirer will go to the jury Monday morning. Closing arguments wound up today. Eastwood claims the tabloid lied about him and the exclusive interview he supposedly granted never happened.
We're just searching for the truth, that's all.
The attorney for the Enquirer said that the published article in good faith, they published it in good faith, believing the interview did take place. He charges that Eastwood has a vendetta against the Enquirer.
Baywatch star Pamela Lee is resting tonight after being rushed to the hospital. Paramedics arrived at Lee's Malibu home shortly before 8 this morning. Her agent says she was suffering from flu-like symptoms. The actress was accompanied by her husband, Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, to Westlake Community Hospital. She was discharged later and then taken to St. John's Hospital. The actress suffered a miscarriage earlier this year and is trying to have another baby. Well, an obese man who refused to diet will now do jail time. Arthur Youngkin, who weighs 500 pounds, had been put on probation in a forgery case. He was ordered to lose weight so he could get a job and pay the fine. But people kept calling the judge saying they saw Youngkin at smorgasbords and eating donuts. So the judge finally just sentenced him to 93 days in jail instead.
Here are some other stories making news in the Southland tonight. Shoppers at the Cerritos Mall got a rare treat today. It was a display of exotic animals, including lions, tigers, pumas, and cheetahs. The show was put on by the Shambhala Preserve, which is a rescue group for endangered species. The MTV unveiled its new look today, uniforms. After 20 years of brown, the new look is blue. The outfit includes Eisenhower jackets for men and blazers for women. And there's a big auction of classic cars.
Circuit City's got unbeatable computer savings every day, and that means there's no better place to buy your new computer. Get unbeatable low prices on all the top brands like Apple, IBM, Packard Bell, Compaq, Hewlett-Packard, and NEC. And right now, get this Packard Bell 486 DX266 multimedia computer with 8 megabyte RAM, 540 megabyte hard drives, color monitor, and more, now just $1399.97, including $1,500 software package. Circuit City, the computer experts.